Jerry Lewis, we're trying to get him into the Hall of Fame now because actually the war really hurt him. Frozen feet, and he was an all-star ball player. But after coming back, he was just, you know what I mean? He never was the same anymore. It really, really hurt him. And right now, I'm on the Veterans Hall of Fame committee, and we're fighting to get him into the Hall of Fame because he should be there.
Yes, he should.
Tommy, you described what it was like your last at bat before going off. What was it like if your first at bat after coming back?
I don't even remember. I really don't. But all I know is that I had a bad year. If that helps.
Well, in Tom's defense, though, Gene, a lot of the Yankees had off years in '46, and Charlie Keller told me one time, you know, they were just chipping the rust off. Bob Feller came back and had the greatest year of his career in 1946. He never missed a beat. But
well, that's because he's been throwing these balls to the catcher.
Throwing those balls all over the Pacific. But the Yankees, and Joe DiMaggio told me the same thing. You know, they just, it took the Yankees all of 1946. You agree with that, Tom?
Yeah,
to get started. In '47, they won the World Pennant and the World Series.
What was it like for you coming back, Warren?
Greatest day of my life. I joined the ball club in Pittsburgh. I wasn't discharged from the service yet. I was on leave, and I called the commissioner's office to get reinstated. And I joined the ball club in Pittsburgh, and they put a nail in the wall. That was my locker. And I was lucky enough to win 5 in a row after I came back. And then the ball club gave me permission to get married, and I wound up 8 and 5, so that my wife wouldn't even go to the ballpark because she was embarrassed about the fact that maybe she had affected my career.
Oh my God.
But let me tell you this, that what a privilege it was to get back to civilian life, to be able to be a pitcher. The ball club remembered me, and to have the opportunity to go out there and pitch. And the thought hit me that, hey, if I didn't do well, nobody's going to shoot me. That I could go, whether I was relieved or finished the ball game, I could take a shower, put my civilian clothes on. You know, we didn't take a shower and didn't get a change of clothes in like 3 months at a time when we were over in combat. So that all the little entities that you appreciate as civilians, you're denied during that time of conflict. And, you know, I think it's a lesson for everybody that we take the good things in life for granted, and you have to be deprived to appreciate. And that applies for us as Americans, as civilians. You know, I don't care how hard things are. It's not as tough as living like an animal during war. And I'm forever grateful that I played baseball for a living. I'm forever grateful that my teammates helped me win the ball games that I did.
Don't forget the rain.
And
I remember that slogan.
One of the writers in Boston wrote, well, during the end of the year, we had scheduled rain-out games because of the weather in Boston, and then we'd have off days. So that one of the writers wrote "Spawn Insane and Pray for Rain," which was terribly unfair to the rest of the pitchers on the ball club. But everybody and his brother remembers "Spawn Insane and Pray for Rain."
I sure do.
And whenever I sign autographs, they say, "Well, put down Pray for Rain." I said, "Hey, Sane's name rhymes with rain, not mine."
Bob, any last thoughts from you on this game and this sport as the unifying factor that it's been in our national life for more than a century?
So I owe baseball a great deal. They've been very, very good to me. I certainly owe baseball a great deal. I've been in this game, I signed a contract with Cleveland when I was 16 years old in 1935, and
how old are you now, Bob?
Oh, 120. I'm about 127, and hanging around on top of the grass with you and a few others. That I'm a senior member of the Hall of Fame, so you better be careful. as a date of induction, since Joe DiMaggio died, I'm the senior member. So even though Al Lopez is about 9 or 10 years older than I, he's a member of the Hall of Fame, and there's others that are older than I am. But I was inducted in 1962, the same year that Jackie Robinson was inducted. And of course, I pitched against Jackie in exhibition games when he was playing with Buck O'Neill out there on the West Coast in Los Angeles, San Diego, and Sacramento. I pitched against Jackie 8 or 10 times.
Did you hit him?
I don't remember much
I
about
didn't have too much luck against him. You know what I mean? We found out this though about him. When he threw you that fastball, see, you got the fastball strike there during that time. He threw you that ball there, don't hit at it, because when it wound up, it's up here. He had good live, but they always talk about his fastball. He had the damnedest curveball though, and he was started back here. You know what I mean? It's hard to stay there. Yeah. Oh man, he had everything.
That was a curveball, Buck, that was referred to by some of the people that they called an epileptic snake.
That was Charlie Keller. That's what he told me.
Charlie
He
Keller.
said it behaved like an epileptic.
And Charlie didn't like that.
And Charlie was a great hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie said to me, he says, how do you swing at that curveball?
Oh man.
Well, you
This
told him
is
to
Charlie
take it,
Keller.
right? Yo, you take it.
Yeah, Tom's telling your philosophy about hitting a curveball. Well, tell him what your attitude was.
What was that?
He said there's nothing in the rule book that says I have to swing at
Oh,
it.
yeah. Well, I tell you, I played that to the limit. I'd fake like crazy, make them think I'm looking for a curveball. But I never looked for a curveball
I
in
was
my
so
life.
hard-headed, I kept throwing fastballs to Tommy. I was a little too hard-headed and too stubborn, and he could hit me. Actually, he hit me with his eyes closed at midnight and the lights out.
Well, let me say this. I would like to be on the mound one day with the talent that Bob Feller had. I had to do it the hard way. You know, footwork, chase speeds, whatever. But all he did is rear back and fire. And that kind of talent doesn't come very often.
That's right.
Well, before we wrap up here, the historian, Bob Linder, any last thoughts from you on this game and what it's meant over the course of the many, many decades it's been played?
Well, you're asking a fanatic, because I think baseball is the greatest game ever invented by human beings. It's the perfect game. It's the perfect balance between the cerebral and the athletic, between the mind and the physical skills.
You have a
And-
captive audience here, you know that.
Yeah, well, listen, I say this to anybody who listens, and it teaches the great values of a republic, and our young people need to learn those values.
Boy, that's
Well, also, don't forget the strategy of it. I mean, there's nothing like a situation to me in the bottom of the ninth.
There's so much going on in a baseball game that if you don't know the game, you don't know about it. But it's constant thinking, outwitting, cat and mouse.
Well, that's why I don't like the designated hitter.
You and I too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shut up, boy.
And I don't care what they say about football and basketball. Baseball is the American game.
Well, I want to thank all of you for joining us this afternoon. It's been a lot of fun, and also I hope a lot of information has come out of it as well. We've been visiting with Bob Linder, a professor at Kansas State University, with Warren Spahn, Bob Feller, and Buck O'Neill, Bert Shepard, and Tommy Henrik, and Bill Gilbert, our Washington, D.C. resident expert on this great game. And I should mention that the program has been recorded for the Baseball Hall of Fame's Museum and Archives in Cooperstown, New York, and we hope you'll enjoy it when you see it on your next visit to the Hall of Fame. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, I got to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What